Hello friends, this is Wael Bashuri, math and physics teacher. In this video, I'm going to solve this online quiz for grade 9 in UAE and grade 10 in Qatar. So let's start directly. First question, consider the function given by the equation y equal fx equal 2 over x minus 5. Fill in the blanks to complete the statements. The vertical asymptote for the graph of f is x equal what value? So first step, you need to know the parent function for this equation. The parent function is y equal a over x. And if a is any number, so if a is any positive number, so a greater than 0, so the parent function will be like this. But if a is negative number, y equal a over x. So if a is less than 0, so the equation would be like this. Clearly here the asymptotes are the x-axis and the y-axis. But what's going to happen if you replace here x minus 5? If you replace x by x minus 5. In this case, the parent function will be shifted to the right. It will be shifted 5 units to the right. So the parent function will become like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here is the asymptote. So the function would seem like this. Which means x equal 5 is the vertical asymptote. And the x-axis, which is y equals 0, is the horizontal asymptote. And the graph of the function would be this one. Like this, we solved question number 1. Now, question number 2. In question number 2, the histogram shown below represents duration in minutes of 200 phone calls that Samantha made in a 2-month period. Complete the table so that it represents frequency. So we are asked to find the frequency here. Let's write the equation we have to use. Area of the histogram is equal to frequency. Area is equal to frequency. So the first rectangle, the length or the base is 4 and the height is 5. Multiply 4 times 5, you get 20 here. Second rectangle, base is 2 and the height is 20, so multiply them, you get 40. Next one, base is 4 and the height is 15, so multiply them, you get 60. Next one, 60. Next one, 8 times 2.5, this is 2.5, you get 20. Now, next question, estimate the mean. We want to find the mean. Mean is x bar, which is sigma fx divided by sigma f. Now x here means the midpoint. So the midpoint of the interval, we find it by adding the interval dividing by 2. So x here is the midpoint. How do you find midpoint? You add 0 plus 4 divided by 2, you get 2. 4 plus 6, 10 divided by 2, you get 5. 6 plus 10, 16 divided by 2, you get 8. 14 plus 10, 24 divided by 2, you get 12. 14 plus 22 divided by 2, you get 18. Now you do the equation. Sigma fx means multiply f and x, frequency and midpoint, then add them. So this means 2 times 20 plus 5 times 40 plus 8 times 60 plus 12 times 60 plus 18 times 20 divided by 20 plus 40 plus 60 plus 60 plus 20. And then you can type this on the calculator to get the result. Now question number 3. In question number 3, given that tan x equal radical 3 and x is between 90 and 180, find x. So to solve that, we do on the calculator, we do tan inverse radical 3, we get 60 degrees. But 60 is not in the interval from 90 to 180. For tan, the rule tells you to add or subtract 180 to the number. So 60 plus 180, you get 240. So here, 240 degrees. Question part B, we need to find the same thing, but now in radian. So what you have to do is to convert 240 into radian, and then you pick the answer. So now we know that pi radian is equal to 180 degrees. So if I have 240 degrees, this will be x radian. To find x now we do cross multiplication. So x is equal to 240 times pi divided by 180. And if you simplify 240 and 180, you get 4 over 3 pi. So option number 1 is the correct answer. Question number 4. The symmetric image about origin of the point -6, -8 is the point 68. You just find the opposite of the signs. So that was question number 4. Question number 5 now. Consider the graph of the function. Drag and drop the correct options from the list menu to make the statement below true. The horizontal asymptote, the vertical asymptote, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept. We want all these. For the horizontal asymptote, in case we have the same degree, numerator and denominator have same degree of x, which is 1, we divide the coefficients by each other. So for the horizontal asymptote, we divide 6 by 3, we get 2. So here you have 2. For the vertical asymptote, we look for the value that makes the denominator 0. So 3x minus 12 equals 0. 3x equal 12. X equal 4. So here we have 4. For the y-intercept, we plug x, we set x equal to 0 to find y. So when you do that, you get y equals 6 times 0 plus 120 divided by 3 times 0 minus 12, and that will be minus 10. So here you have minus 10. For the x-intercept, you replace y by 0. So 0 is equal to 6x plus 120 divided by 3x minus 12. To solve this equation, you cross multiply. So you get 6x plus 120 is equal to 0. 6x is equal to negative 120. Divide by 6, both sides. You get x equal negative 20. So here, negative 20. Question number 6. Given that sine x is equal radical 2 over 2, fill in the blank with a whole number. So first step, we do the same thing. We do shift sine inverse radical 2 over 2. We get from the calculator 45, but 45 is not in the range. So here we go to the unit circle. This is the unit circle. This is cosine axis. This is sine axis. And this is the angle 45 in the first quadrant. The sine of this angle is this distance, which is radical 2 over 2. Give me another angle that has the same sine. We take an angle, we take reflection in the reflection over the sine axis. We get the angle 135. So this angle has the same sine as well. So the answer must be 135 degrees. Step number 2 for question B, we convert this into radian. So we know that pi radian is equal to 180 degrees. So if you have 135 degrees, what radian is that? We do cross multiply. So x times 180 is equal to 135 times pi. Divide both sides by 180. Here and here. Cancel these. You get x equal 135 divided by 180. If you simplify it, you get 3/4 pi, which means first option is the correct answer. For question number 7, we have to memorize the rules. Sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equal 1. So because we are given s equals sine theta, we can say s squared plus c squared equal 1. Also, we got another rule, which is tan theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta. This can be written according to the given information here. T is equal to S over C. Okay, now let's use this information to solve and see which option is correct. From this equation, we can write S squared is equal to 1 minus C squared. And if you do square root on both sides, you get S is equal to 1 minus C squared square rooted. By the same logic, you can say C is equal to square root 1 minus S squared. And since T is equal to S over C, so T also can be S, which is square root 1 minus C squared over C, like this. Like this, we solved the question. Now it's very clear that this matches the first option. And also this matches the third option. And here you have no denominator. Denominator must be 1. So if you flip both sides, the left and the right, on the left you get 1 over t. On the right you get c over radical 1 minus c squared. And this matches this option, number 4. Now we move to question number 8. For question number 8, you are given this graph and we want to find the roots of the equation. The roots means the x-intercepts, which means where it cuts the x-axis. So if you see here, it cuts it at minus 2. So that's the first intercept. It cuts it also between minus 1 and 0. It could be minus 0.4 here. It cuts it also here between 2 and 3. It could be 2.4. And that is the answer. Question number 9. In this question here, we want to find the graph of a cubic function f x is shown below along with the graph of the line y equal x. Which of the following is true? Select 3 correct answers. So here we want to find the roots. Focus on the word roots. Roots means intersection of the two graphs. So clearly they intersect here and here and here. So the first graph is y equal x. The second graph is y equal fx. Where do they meet? They meet 3 times, so they have 3 roots. First option is correct. Sorry, uh, let's see, where is this option? Yeah, here. This option is correct. And now, if you take this line 2 units down, x minus 2 means you slide it 2 units down like this. Clearly, if you take it 2 units down, it still cuts it 3 times, which means the first option is also correct. Next, if you take this graph, y equal x, if you take it 5 units up, it becomes like this. It will cut it only once. This means second option is correct. Now, question number 10. Given sine theta radical 3 over 2, which of the following is equal to theta? Select 3 correct options. So, first step, we do shift sine inverse radical 3 over 2. On the calculator, you get, if your calculator is degrees, you get 60, because sine 60 is radical 3 over 2, 60 degrees. And if your calculator is radian, it can give you pi over 3, which means this option is correct. But for sine, we can add 360, a whole circle or a whole rotation. So if you add pi over 3 plus 2 pi, in order to add these, you have to have same denominator. So multiply by 3 here and here. So you get pi plus 6 pi over 3, and that will be 7 pi over 3, which means this option is correct. And also from the unit circle, 60 is here. If you reflect it in the sine axis, this is the sine axis, you get 120. So both of these have the same sign, 60 and 120, which means this option is correct, because 60 or because 120 is equal to pi over 3 radian. 120 degrees to pi over 3 radian. Now question number 11. Here you do also the same thing. You do shift tan. So tan inverse radical 3 over 3. And then from the calculator, you can get the answer. So the answer is 30 degrees. In radian, you can convert it to radian. You get pi over 6. If your calculator is radian, it will give you pi over 6. If it's degrees, it will give you 30. So option number 1 is correct. For tan, we can add 180 or pi to the answer. So pi over 6 plus pi. You should have same denominator, so multiply by 6 up and down. So you get 7 pi over 6. And this option is correct. And also you can subtract pi. So pi over 6 minus pi. Also same denominator. Multiply by 6 up and down. You get pi minus 6 pi over 6. And that will be negative 5 pi over 6. Which means this option is correct. So these are the 3 correct options. Now question number 12. The above function D models the distance in meters Jerry has to swim to reach the end line in a competition after swimming for T seconds. After how many meters can Jerry swim each second? About how many meters can Jerry swim each second? Here you have to take the slope of this line. So the slope is 0.08. So here we write 0.08. Now, question number 13. Alan lives in a town at an altitude 500 meters above sea level. He drives from his home uphill a mountainous road to visit a friend. For each 3 mile drive uphill, the altitude increases by 50 feet. So that's the y. Altitude means the y. Build a function h that models Alan's altitude in feet relative to sea level after driving x miles from home. So here, this is 3 mile and this is 50 feet increase. So we just need to do 50 over 3. Now question number 14. The given function is graphed on the xy plane. Find the axis, intercepts, and the slope of the graph. The slope is the coefficient of x, which is -2. For the x-intercept, we plug y equals 0. And for the y-intercept, we plug x equals 0. So when x equals 0, we get y equals 3. And when y equals 0, 0 equals -2x plus 3. So 2x equals 3. X equal 3 over 2, 1.5. So the x-intercept, where it cuts the x-axis at 1.50, where it cuts the y-axis at 0, 3. Question number 15. Write an equation in standard form to represent the function graphed above in the interval from 0 to 4. Fill in the blanks. So to find the equation of this graph, we use y equal mx plus c. M is the slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's take these points to find the slope. 4, 0 and 0, 5. So here we do y2 minus y1. 0 minus 5 divided by 4 minus 0. You get -5 over 4. So now the slope has become, or the equation has become y equal -5 over 4 x plus c. C means the y-intercept, which is here 5. So we put 5 here. Now we rearrange the equation to make it in the required form. Take the -5 over 4 x to the left side. Y plus 5 over 4 x equal 5. Now multiply the whole equation by 4 to get rid of the fraction. So you get 4y plus 5x equal 20. That is the answer. Here you have to put 4 and here 5. Question number 16. A linear function f is defined such that fx decreases by 8 units for every 4 units increase in x. This means the slope is negative and the slope will be 8 divided by 4. And the y-intercept is 200, so this question is very easy. Question 17. The figure above shows the graph of a cubic function. Which of the following could be the equation of this function where k is constant? Let's look at the intercept. X-intercept of this function is -3. So the function must have a bracket x plus 3. So that when you equate it to 0, it can give you x equal -3. And this matches option 1 and option 2. But which one do we choose? For option number 1, on the bracket we have cube here. For option number 2, on the bracket we have cube. And this means that the curve touches the x-axis at -3. It does not intersect, it touches. That's why you have to choose option number 1. And that is the answer. Question 18 now. So in this question, we want to find the value of k given you have a linear function. So to do that, let's write the equation y equal mx plus c. We can write it in the form given to us as table. D is equal to mt plus c. M is the slope, and we know that the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But now we'll do it d2 minus d1 over t2 minus t1. So m is equal to 57 minus 65 divided by a plus 15 minus a. And that will be, after you simplify the a's, 57 minus 65, negative 8 over 15. So now we plug this in the equation. D is equal to negative 8 over 15 t plus c. Now to find c, we can use the first point, 65 and a, this one. So 65 is equal to negative 8 over 15 times a plus c. This means c is equal to 65 plus 8 over 15a. So finally the equation will be d is equal to negative 8 over 15t plus 65 plus 8 over 15a. Finally, we need to find k. So focus on the last point. We plug k, we replace d by k. So k equal negative 8 over 15 multiplied by t. We replace it by a plus 45. So plus 65 plus 8 over 15a. And if you simplify this equation, you get k equal 41, and that is the answer. The rest of the questions are very easy, so we can do them in a separate video, or you can solve them alone. Thank you very much indeed for watching.